Hi, welcome to the stream. To this glorious topic called non-duality. Welcome. So I do these talks twice a week, usually. Thursday at 8:30 p.m. UK time and Sunday morning at 10:30 a.m. again UK time. But I'm not here this Sunday due to doing a private online talk which you can join. So it's an hour and a half in total, but it's an hour of, let's call it quiet time, an hour of quiet time together, where we aren't focusing on the mind, on thoughts in particular. We're not focusing on that interpretation. There's just what's happening. That's once a month. So I won't be here doing the live stream this Sunday morning. So to ask questions to me live during this stream, you have to friend me on Skype and then send questions through Skype, or just say call me, I want to talk to you, and I'll call you on Skype and we can talk. Other than that, just sit back and enjoy the the stream. They're still full of energy. We're just going to try and calm them down. Is your light off? Turn the light off, please. I'm learning to be ashamed of love. I don't mind them playing for a bit, but it's just they can get louder and louder and disruptive. So I just do the introduction and then you can call or write questions. But I have to sit for a little bit and let it come out. Because I have no idea what to say. Let's get comfy. So there's breathing happening now. The lungs are filling with air, the chest is moving out, opening, and then collapsing. All this audio stimuli happening, the traffic, the heating system, the laptop. The feeling of the earrings tickling my neck, my foot on the floor. There's visual stimuli happening. And believe it or not, this is what I talk about. This is what I'm pointing to. In all these talks. I've been doing these talks for like 5, maybe, yeah, about 5 years. Well, yeah, about 4.5 years maybe. Maybe 5 actually. It's always talking about such a simple thing. What is happening? Just describing that life is happening. This is happening. We believe that this is about something particular happening. Something happening to me in my story. And this is that seeking energy, that seeking story of you in time. And this is why can be a complicated message. Because the mind and its complexity of stories. All the things the mind has claimed and held on to as being important, as being significant for me, important to me, an obstacle to me, a projection of fulfillment for me. And it seems as if all these talks and things are just about, not just about, but are about clearing that away, clearing that up. Just clearing it all away, or bringing all that up to be cleared, to be seen through. And what it reveals is simply this, what is happening. The fog of the person, the fog of the stories gets cleared up. Not to reveal an arrival at somewhere, not to reveal an acquiring of something, just to reveal what simply already is. Life happening. Without that dream filter, that fog of someone having a life, of someone in life. Just raw life happening. And this is the disbelief of the person. It can't believe that this is it. That all its projections, all its imaginations, all its stories have no truth to them. Have no reality to them. And they're not leading somewhere. They're not meaningful. They aren't a path to somewhere, to fulfillment, to arriving. The disbelief that this is already it, what is longed for and looked for, is already all that already is. And this isn't about that person, that fake person, believing that, understanding and then believing that. It's the end of that person. And then there is just that, not needing a belief or a believer, a knower, an understander of this. There's just this, just what's happening. Without argument. There can't be argument when there's just what's happening. There can only be argument over this when you believe you know something. When you believe a thought, an idea to be true, then you can argue about it. Then you can swing between belief and not belief. Getting it, not getting it. Knowing, not knowing. Right and wrong. This is, this isn't. Swing between both polarities. But this that is being spoken of doesn't exist in those polarities, those temporary swings this way and that way. It can't. It just can't. It's beyond all swings. Beyond left and right. There can't be a left and a right, or a right and a wrong without this. There can't be anything without this. Because everything is this. trying to think of what I'm trying to think about what I titled this stream. Yeah, I think I it's a long one. The thing is this is already free, and that's the problem. Because this is already free. Because this is already free. This is already free. There's no problem here. This is free. And that's the problem. That's the problem for that person. That's the problem. That there isn't a problem. That this is already perfection. It's already free. It doesn't need solving. It doesn't need an issue just to resolve or to work out. It doesn't need the mind, and that's the problem. It doesn't need you. So you're unemployable. And that drives you crazy. What to do? What to do? What can I do? What can I work out? What can I create as the problem to give me a job? Burn, burn, burn. You have to burn. That energy has to burn. It just has to burn. Burn. Burn itself up. And this is what all these talks are about, all these meetings and retreats, burning up that energy. It's living in time, living in a project. There wants to be that rest, that ending of that, the ending of that energy, that complete collapsing. But that energy can only seek, it can only work, it can't rest. So if the seeker is looking to resolve or sort out its problems as a human, then to come to non-duality in the hope of that is misunderstood, or it's not going to resolve those human issues or problems. This isn't for the person. So those problems need to be looked at elsewhere, in other areas, other therapies or other means to help address those problems, to try and brush them under the carpet and hoping non-duality when there's no one there, then it will resolve my human problems. It is not what is being spoken about here. You will be miserable. Because this is a human machine. This is a human experience. And the human experience won't end until the human ends. Not this illusory claimer of the human, but just the human form ends. That's when the human experience ends. That particular human experience ends. The issue was never about the human issues or the human experience. That was never really the deeper problem. That was never the suffering. The cause of suffering wasn't the human problems, the human issues. Part of being a human is to address problems, to address them, sort them out. So there can be a moving on. This is something else. This is a freedom beyond the human pleasure or pain. So beyond a freedom beyond the human problems or not problems, which is always changing, always opposite, problem, no problem, problem, no problem. This is a freedom beyond that. So this isn't addressing the human problem or not problem. Those things can be addressed as a human. This is a freedom beyond all of that. And this is what is ultimately longed for. Yes, you want to improve your life situation, but what is really longed for is freedom. And all the energy and focus is going into solving the human problems, thinking that's going to result in a permanent state of happiness and freedom. But it can't. This is a moving, changing reality. Nothing is still and permanent here in form. Only what you are, what you truly are, is permanently free, permanently untouched. That is still, that is empty. But it's also being full, it's being everything, it's being movement and change. But when there's that identification as someone happening, all you know of is the movement and the change. There's an identification energetically with form. And that's the suffering. So this is about discovering that stillness, that formlessness. And I don't know, I can't say how that happens. It just happens. It's just revealed. It's just revealed. I can't really say this for every human, but and it isn't a truth or the way it has to be or an exact thing. I'm just saying it because that's the way it is here. But I'll say it. I'll say it. There has to be. There has to be this passion, this drive for this. There has to be this, like, there's nothing else that's wanted than this. What's being spoken about. This drive, I don't know what to call it, it's just this drive to know the truth, to find the truth, to find this freedom, to find this jewel, to find the water, to find this rest place. There has to be this focus, this drive for it. That was how it was here anyway. It doesn't have to be, but that's the way it was here. It can just happen, apparently, but but obviously that's happened because you're drawn to talks, to streams. There must be that interest. It's wonderful that there's interest in this message. It's wonderful that this is happening. That this waking up is happening. How wonderful. Think of life before the internet. I mean, you couldn't watch a stream, you couldn't share this message so easily. Wow. There'd have to be a serious drive back in the day. You'd have to, like, seriously go and look for a speaker or maybe now it's too easy in some ways. Maybe now it's too easy. Just meaning that, you know, I don't know, like, I don't know. So maybe it's time to ask questions. So I'm on Skype. Oh, I've gone off. Oops. I have a terrible habit of cleaning my fingernails. I really bad at it. I often do that. Dig out the dirt from my fingernails. As you do. Hi, Monica. Oh, I missed the message bit. I just see the first line. That was such a beautiful talk. These last 2 weeks have been pretty rough. I've been dealing with lots of negative feelings. I remember you mentioned that in the past you struggled a lot with negative emotions. Any suggestions? I guess it's all about giving these feelings space to be felt and seen. It's very challenging sometimes. By the way, I do have this passion you're talking about. It makes me cry. Yeah. In the past, I had I have had serious depression in the past. I mean, even now I have emotions, so-called negative emotions. So, you know, I'm a single mum with 2 kids, crying out loud. I mean, you're going to have negative emotions. How do I deal with that? I don't know. They just happen. It just happens. There's just the emotion happening, and it's expressed. It's felt. It's just what's happening. It seems as if the problem is you don't want what's happening. You don't want the emotions. You want just the positive, the joy, the happy. You don't want the other stuff. There's lots of other negative stuff. Then maybe look into what's going on. Like what are they about? Like what are they around? And try to deal with that, address those issues. Like, for example, I struggle with overload. I can't deal with lots of things, lots of people, lots of noise, lots of demands on me. I find really hard. So I'm trying now to like adjust my lifestyle so it's not so intense. I have to have intense days because I have to have kids. I have to do things. So I just try to have them the next day a bit easier, or I try to have an hour or 2 off, or I just try to make things easier so I have less of that kind of reaction. I mean, it's a lot of common sense, really. You just have to know what you're like, know your patterns, know how you respond to things, and then obviously act accordingly, make changes according to what you need. But I guess that takes, you have to then know yourself enough to then be aware of that, I suppose. Maybe you're not aware of your patterns or what affects you. Um, You're just writing something. I've not gone blank. I'm just waiting for it to write. Thierry is saying, not my drive. Not my drive. Oh, it just burns, and it has been there forever. Yet so happy that you are there. Yeah, it burns, yeah. Yeah, it's beautiful. Beautiful, that. I mean, what else is there than to discover this? What else is there? What else is there? It's more important. Oh, she stopped writing. So yeah, okay, Monica, if you want to write more, you can. If not, then thank you. I just like I'm not a therapist. I can't take away your human problems. I can just what's the word? Like you have a friend you recommend and say maybe try this, maybe try that. Oh, I'm not seeing it on here. I'm seeing it on. Oh, that's the chat. That's my computer Skype. Oh, you are writing. Okay, you're a slow writer. But how wonderful that there's freedom beyond problems. I mean, that's so amazing. There's a freedom beyond what's going on. There's a freedom beyond that. That in itself is like, wow, amazing. So I'm not saying don't solve your problem. I'm just saying there's a freedom beyond the problems. Hi, Heel. What do you mean with beyond? I'll go to heal while you're writing, Monica. You talk about seeing through a freedom. Okay, Monica's back. Okay, Monica's written. The message I sent you is before the slow writer. Oh yeah, how'd that happen? That's weird. It's gone above the previous message. That's really bizarre. So it's a lot to do with boredom. After non-duality hit my life, it seems I have lost interest in the things I used to like, enjoy. So now I don't really know what to do most of the time. Yeah, yeah. It takes everything. It happened here. It took everything away. It took everything away. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Oh God, yeah. I remember now. Yeah. Nothing else interests you other than non-duality. It takes everything away. Yeah. What? And that's why you have negative emotion. Is that what you're saying? Yeah. Yeah. Well, you would do, I guess. It's bringing everything up because you were maybe hiding it. It was hidden underneath all the things you were doing, maybe, and now it's exposed, bringing everything up. So maybe it was always there, but now you're forced to look at it. It's there, slap bang there in the face. You can't avoid it so easily because you aren't being given a thing to focus on other than what's happening. It's like getting off a drug. You're having to like deal with what's happening rather than this living in this drug of a dream of time, this forward projection in time, this past projection. It's taking time or away from you. When you're left like this. So the mind's going crazy, thinking of pouring that energy, that discomfort into the mind. Exactly, yeah. I'm just trying to... This is it, Monica. This is it. I'm assuming you want something to take that away or to focus on or away from this happening. But I don't have anything else. I don't have anything else to suggest or offer to you. This is it. It's already burning through you. It's ripping through you. I could say let it happen, but it's happening anyway. So, beautiful. It's beautiful. It may not feel like that when it's happening, but it's beautiful. What you long for is here. you long for is here. You want to run away into time, but it's here. You can bear it all. You can bear the emotions. You can bear the fire. It's happening. Oh my God! It's so beautiful. Thank you. Oh, you're still writing? Okay, you're still writing. It is precious, yeah. You're welcome. Thank you, Monica. Hi, Heal. You talk about seeing through, a freedom beyond. What is seeing through? Who is seeing through? What do you mean with beyond? The movement is the silence, so there is no beyond. Hi. What do I feel now? I don't know. These questions aren't really questions to me. I don't really. Like, you aren't giving me a real question there. It's just. It's not a real question. If you know what I mean. It's not a real question. You've written 6 questions there, 6 questions, and they're not real questions. Like, they're not like coming from the gut. They're not real questions. They're just like on the surface, mental stuff. They're not real questions. But thank you for sending them anyway and for getting them out. If it's there, then they come out. There's nothing wrong with it. I just don't feel any kind of real, question there. Hi. Hi. So what you long for has never left, can never leave. This is it. It's this, what is happening. What great news. What wonderful news. What you long for is right here. Being everything. So, thank you for the questions and for joining the stream. So I'll see you either, if you're going to join the Sunday talk, then you can. I'll see you then, or I'll see you next week. Okay, bye. Bye, bye.